Hey there! In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a blog editorial calendar in Asana. Asana is a free project management tool that's perfect for tracking all your tasks for your blog, for newsletter, for your one-off projects for product development or services. So you just go to app.asana.com and you log in or create an account if you've never used Asana before. When I log in, I see all my newest tasks that I have to execute. I can have a calendar view and I can see all files that I attached, but this is not where we have to start today. Instead, I will show you my creative blog project and I will walk you through how I set it up, and then I will show you how to set up yours. So if I go to this side, this is where I list all my projects and where I can add team members. I just click on my blog project. And this is how I set it up. It's basically a long to-do list. But I have, in this list, I have sections and I have tasks. I use the sections to differentiate each blog post. As you can see, each one has a date. That's when the blog post goes live on my website. And it has a title, which is a short reference to the topic of the blog post. And then I will have my tasks. I use blog post date and then the task name. The reason for this is because if I go to the calendar view to see my task, I will easily see that today I will have to work on the September 20 video tutorial, and I will have to work on the October 18th create visuals, October 18 write the blog post, and October 18 set up the SEO. These are my blog related tasks for today. If I wouldn't have the date here, I would only see create visuals. Okay, but for which blog posts? That's why I like to use a short reference at the beginning of each task, so that I know in my calendar view what actually I have to work on for which blog posts. So I have sections and I have tasks. If I click on a task, it opens up the details of that task, and I actually add subtasks to each of my tasks. This sounds a bit complicated, but it doesn't need to be. So here's an example. I have for today's post that I have to create a video tutorial. That's what I'm currently working on, recording it. So I added a list just to remind myself and not to skip any steps. Record a tutorial, edit tutorial in Premiere Pro, and convert it, upload it to YouTube, and then add the link to the blog post. As you can see, I don't add the date to these tasks, and I don't even add a due date to it. I just assign the person who will work on it, which is me, and then my virtual assistant will insert the link into my blog post. The reason why I don't add a date here and I don't add the date to the subtask name is because when I copy this task to future blog posts, it would copy the wrong date here. So if I add in 2018 here, and then I decide to copy this task, which I can do here. Just click here and then duplicate task. I want to add the subtask because in the future when I create a video tutorial, it will have the same subtask. So I name it to 27th because next week I also create a video tutorial. It's duplicated, so now I copy it down here. But the problem is that my subtask still has the wrong date. So for this reason, I don't like to do it. I don't like to add the dates for the subtask. And I don't like to allocate due dates inside for the subtask. I just allocate the due dates for the main task itself. Okay, so now let's see how to set up your own Editorial Corner project. I'm just closing this one. So let's go to the left side, and next to your main workspace, that's the workspace name, because you can open up different workspaces inside Asana. So next to this, I press on the plus and add a project. Then I name it somehow that refers to your blog. So it can be, for me, it's an imaginary creative blog. For you, it can be business name, your business name, blog. And you can decide if you want to have a project for 2018 and then a project for 2019 and just always archive your projects when the year ends. But I prefer to make just one project and hide all the tasks that I'm already accomplished. I set it up as a list instead of a board. A board would create columns next to each other, and that would mean that I should have scroll sideways, which I don't like. So I prefer to go with the list. And also, if you make it into a list, you can click on a task and see the task details on the right side at the same time as seeing your list. While with the board, if you have a board and you want to see the details, you have to open it up and you can't see the board and the task details at the same screen. So I go with the list and I make it public to my workspace because I want my virtual assistant to see it. Create project. So you get an empty list and you start with adding a section. You can either click here add section or just come here down, start writing blog 2018 September 20, and then the name Asana blog editorial calendar, and you just add a semicolon, and this way it becomes a section. And then you go down and add all the tasks. Right, blog pause. Try to make these tasks into sections that you can create within one day. If it's longer than 1 day task, break it down. So I can write a blog post in 1 day, but you can decide that you want to create a draft, maybe draft blog post, and then create another project, other task for writing it. But I wouldn't go into smaller details, so I wouldn't add tasks like open up OneNote and then start writing headlines. No, I don't like to do that. I don't like to make those little steps into main tasks. it just makes your list so long. I rather add that into the subtask section. So I have this task here. If I want to add the subtask, I just come here to this little subtask icon, and I can add in here create draft sheet in my bullet journal, and then I add myself. Write draft in bullet journal. You can set up the task and the steps as you wish. And then when you get to the next blog post, because you have all your tasks here for the current post, you just type in blog 2018 September 27. Google Drive for blogging, semicolon, and you just started a new blog post. And if you have any new ideas for blog topics and upcoming blog topics, you just add it here. Blog topic idea 1. Blog topic idea 2, and so on. So I want to copy all these tasks from the first blog to upcoming blog posts. So what I do, because this already has subtasks and it can have other details like assignees, I just go and click on this little icon and ask for duplicate task. Here I can rename the task, so to have the right date for the next week, and I can decide what I want to keep. Do I want to keep the task description? That depends on what you keep in the task description. If you keep their links linking to your Google Drive or Dropbox where you keep information for the task, I wouldn't keep that. If you keep something in the description that's a repeating information, maybe like policies for your virtual assistant on how to help you, then you can copy the description, but I choose not to copy it. I definitely want to copy the assignees and the subtask because it's the same subtask for the next week. I don't want to copy attachments because that also relate to my blog post for September 20, not 27. So I don't need the attachments. I don't use tags, but if you use tags, you can decide to keep them or not. I don't need them. And I want it to be in the same project, and the due date will be different, of course. Parent task is the same. So I'm duplicating it. Here it is, and I just grab this little icon here to move it down to September 27th. This is what I will do for all the other tasks from the first section that I defined, and I will do it for all upcoming blog posts. So here again, duplicate task. I don't need the task description, but I need the assignee. I don't need the attachments and tags. Rest is okay. And I forget to name it. So of course I have to go in and name it correctly. And then I move it down. So this is how I set up one task list for my first blog post, and then just copy all the tasks that I need for upcoming blog posts. After you set up all your projects, you can start adding assignees. So you just come to the task that you want to assign, you click on the little profile image, the little person, and then you can decide to assign it to you or assign it to someone that you added to your team. I assign this to me. If you want to add someone to your team, you just come here to your workspace name on the plus icon, and then you invite a person with her email address. You can invite up to 15 members for free. If you want to add more team members, you have to pay for Asana Pro. And you can of course assign due dates. So I click on this and I add a date. I say, let's be on Saturday. That's the due date. Of course you can do it before Saturday, but that's the final date when you need the draft to be done. There are several ways how you can review your task. The first one is just to go through this task list. But you can also go into the calendar tab, just click here, and then you will see in your calendar what you have to do. You can decide to show weekends or not showing them, and you can save this view for everyone and send it to your team member. So as you can see, on Friday I will have to work on a draft for September 20. On next Tuesday I will have to write another draft for October 4th and write the whole blog post for September 20. Of course, these are all just made up, so you have to make sure to add the right date and the right tasks to the right due date. There's another way to review your task, and this is important when you have multiple projects like me. So you can go into My Tasks here on the left side and click on the calendar view. And then you will see all your tasks, the ones that you already done and the future ones. And as you can see, here are the ones that we just created in that new project here, the business name blog project. And these green ones are for my blog. I added a color so that I can easily see if it's for the blog or if it's for my products. If you want to add a color, it's really easy. You just go here to that project and you click on these little dots and set highlight color, let's say yellow, and then in your calendar view you will see all those tasks with yellow. So I think this is the best way to review your tasks in a calendar view, because you will see them with all the other tasks that you have to do for different parts of your business. Last but not least, let's see what happens when you want to switch up the order of the blog topics, or if you want to add a new idea. For this, I'm going back to my creative blog project because I already have a long list there. So this project looks more complicated. It will be closer to how yours will look at the end. Let's say that I don't want to do this post about CoastBox on October 25th. Instead, I would do something else. So I can decide to move this somewhere else. I just cut the text and end in the new topic idea. And then I would say that I want to write about course box after Black Friday, because I will have a Black Friday post. So let's say I paste it in here, and I copy the product, this text, the productivity for creatives 5th episode in this blog series. I want to do that also on a different date. So just copy it, and then I go, maybe I want to do it in December 13, or maybe I just want to add it to the end of my list, and I will talk about it in February 13. And then I edit and change the order of my blog posts. This is the safest way to do it, and that's why I'm not adding the blog topic names into the task, because then I would need to copy and move too many things. Now only my sections have the topic, so I can easily change where to put the sections. But one thing you have to be aware of: if you add any details to any of the tasks that refers to that topic, for example, I add resources here to the Write It task, maybe I add resources to this post about IKEA, and I list my links. If I change the name of this task, then my description still stays the same. It still will refer to IKEA, even if the topic is something else. So I prefer to put all the reference into the section, and when I move the section name and change the section name, I also move the description. So if this IKEA post would have any links here to resources, I would just copy it and move it to the new place. As a final step, let's talk about collaboration. You can decide to collaborate in many different ways throughout your blogging process. So, depending on what your team members help you in, you can assign a blog formatting task for them. So if you write the blog post and create the visuals, you can add in those resources here, so into the formatting task where I assigned it to my virtual assistant. I just add the blog copy allocation from Google Drive and the blog images resources from Google Drive. I can do the same for social sharing. Here are the social sharing settings, and I can do the same with the newsletter or any other tasks. Another way a virtual assistant can help you is copying of these tasks. So as you could see, it takes a while to copy all the tasks to the rest of your topic ideas, the rest of your sections. So I asked my assistant to do the copying for me. And then another way to collaborate is to ask help in the visuals or in the video editing. You can really define how someone can help you. So maybe the video tutorial creation is under your name because you are the main leader of that task, but your assistant can help you adding the link to the blog post, or maybe she can help you uploading to YouTube, or if she can do that, she can help you in editing and cutting your video. It really depends on the abilities of your assistant, or if you have an assistant or a designer or another type of help. And it also depends on what kind of content you're posting on your blog, vlog, or podcast. So that's it for today. I hope this video helped you, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section under this blog post. See you soon. Next week I'm coming back with another video on how I use Google Drive to organize my blog related resources.